KTLA is phenomenal, and they always make me feel great. But that's why I don't do many red carpets, because I hate that feeling of you don't control anything, other people do. And it is kind of like, if we want to give them to you, we will. And if not, we won't. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's what I don't like about it.
You need more blackmail material. You need
I
scandalous
got pictures.
Yes,
I got
you
pictures.
do.
Like the movies, you say, hey, open this envelope. They're like, oh, you can, okay, well, you can have all our celebrities.
Whatever you need. Tom Hanks, well, he's not even here tonight. We'll get him here, though. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah, we'll fly him in a chopper right now just so he can be. Hey, what's up? It's Michael. Yo, welcome to the Yo Show. Subscribe, hit the button, hit that like button. We do the audio. If you want to listen to that, what's that? Everywhere they listen to audio?
Anywhere. Spotify, you can get it off of Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever.
Stitcher?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like MySpace, though. Where if you go to, there's a website, it's still there. Like, it's parked, but I don't think anybody uses it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And here's the thing. Let's make a new deal. If you listen to the audio podcast, leave a comment, and you could win something. I don't know what that something is. 5 stars, leave a comment. I will give out something. It'll be worth the comment.
Free subscription to Stitcher.
Yeah, or maybe MySpace. You remember when Justin Timberlake tried to bring back MySpace?
Yeah.
Didn't work.
No. I read an article one time that I shared with all of my comedian friends that said, don't delete your MySpace yet because it's going to make a resurgence. And then another friend of mine hit me back and said, you're going to eat these words. Guaranteed.
And you did.
And I did hard.
You no gag reflex on those words.
No,
which
is too bad because MySpace was a pretty, now that we know what Facebook and Instagram and how predatory they are when it comes to like our brains and how addictive it is and just the algorithm and how it just keeps feeding us information to keep us addicted to it. MySpace was pretty tame, man. It was like...
there was no money in it.
No.
That's why.
Yeah, it was just your place you hung out with friends.
It's kind of like the news. Until the news started making a lot of money and anchors started making $20-30 million a year to just feed lies to everybody on both sides, that's when it became corrupt.
Yeah.
Anytime money's involved, rich people take over. And now you got the rich people that own this network that wants to get their agenda out. The rich people own the other network that wants to get their agenda out. It's no news. Like, it's no real news. Like, real news. If you're watching 24-hour news, I'm getting on my horse, on the soapbox or whatever. If you're watching 24-hour news, that's the wrong thing to watch.
Yeah.
They're just feeding you what supports and pays their bills. You want to watch real news? Local news. Because they make no money in local news. None.
Nah, man.
None. None of the anchors are probably making about $50,000 a year. They're just like you. They're just like you, trying to make it. They just on TV, but the income is not far away from yours. You know, some of them I know make $30,000, but they work at a television station. That's why I trust local news. And I'll go back to it. When Trump got shot in the ear or Hunter Biden got indicted or whatever the case may be, they'll cut to it. They'll say one line about it and then be like, let's throw it back to the adoption at the mall.
Yeah.
They got cute puppies running around.
Yeah. The guy who's been at the station for 31 years, who's covering the Renaissance Festival, that is my favorite guy because he is so disgruntled and angry that he's there. He doesn't care about anybody in their turkey legs and their stupid chainmail, whatever, man. But it's better than going to work at Lowe's.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And that's why local news is so much better.
Yeah.
If you need 9 people to tell you their opinions to get an opinion, you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah.
If you need 9 other people that agree with what the host is basically saying, and then you're like, yeah. And what that does is blow you up with air all day long. And then when you see somebody that disagrees with you, you blow out all your air, then they blow out all their air, and then you go back and fill back up. Oh, you know what, man? I got to turn on my Govee, man. Open Govee.
Oh, some lights behind you.
Yeah, for people that don't know, I got this light system. Watch how much better it looks when I turn these lights on. See, I like people being on the inside.
Yeah.
You know, seeing how this really works, this operation here.
Do you think at some point Govee will become sentient and then take over the house and lock you in the family in, turn this into a horror film?
Let me tell you, it's going that way. It's going that way. One day your house will be like, I don't like you, and you're not going anywhere today. It's like you with your kids, like, oh, you're acting bad. You're not going outside today.
Yeah.
You're not going to Disney today. Your house will be like, yo, I don't like the way you talked to me last night. I'm just like,
we've had a leaky sink now for 2 weeks, homeboy. I've been sending you text messages. What's up?
I'm telling you, it's going to get to that way. Oh, can you turn on that switch, the last switch on the wall? You remember it turns on? Oh, wait, no, it came on. Don't worry about it. Look at that. It came on. You killed it, bro.
We good?
Okay, hold on. I got one more light to turn on. Thank you for watching the Yo Show. You get to see us turn. I should have done this earlier, but I wasn't prepared. There,
you're all right.
It went on. Look at that. Now we're in business.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go on, we got some good stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the Oscars that just happened. We're going to talk about Rudy's crazy.
I know. I know where you're going with this. I found more text messages or tweets or posts that back up what I'm saying.
If you want to hear the most ridiculous argument that Rudy just made up.
Didn't make it up.
Made up. Just to get, Rudy knows how to push my buttons. We're friends and, and he'd just find the ridiculousness and try to bring it to me. And I'm like, yo, stop trying to make up story. You're acting like a 24-hour news outlet. But before we go on, I want to read you some dates. We're going to be in West Nyack this weekend, March 7th and 8th. We're going to be at Brea for one show, March 13th. Then I'm headed to Tampa, March 14th and 15th at the Funny Bone. And Rudy will be with Adam Carolla in
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yep. Scottsdale at the Desert Ridge Improv.
Oh, I love that place. Mm-hmm. And then we kick off the big theater tour run, Gramercy Theater, New York City. I need you, New York City. It's going to be awesome. Gramercy, New York City. It's going down March 27th. That's a Thursday night. My agent was like, you can sell it out on a Thursday. Didn't want to give me a Friday or Saturday to make it easier. So we're taking the tough route. Mm-hmm. New York, Gramercy. Minneapolis, Rudy's hometown.
Yeah.
March 28th, Parkway Theater. Rudy says it's fantastic. And we have a host for that show, right?
Elise Cole. She's great. Yeah, you're going to love her. She's great.
Rudy says she's great. I'm trusting Rudy. Mm-hmm. So if she's not, I will let you know after the show. Chicago, Illinois, March 29th, The Den. One show has about 10 tickets left. The other one's halfway sold out. And that is March for you. We'll put it up. While I'm saying that, I'm sure it was right beside me over there. So There you go. All right. Let's start with this ridiculous argument. A lot of people watch the Oscars. I was on the red carpet at the Oscars.
Yeah. By the way, you did great. I watched a few clips on KTLA, and you did great. Yeah, you were fun.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I think it was okay.
Why is that?
Because like Jessica Holmes is fantastic at what she was the co-host.
Yeah.
It's just a thing where it's changed so much. Like when I used to work red carpets, and this is like 7-8 years ago, last time I did the Oscars, because I did the Emmys like 6 months ago, but the access was so much greater per celebrity because social media wasn't big. Mm-hmm. Now if they really want to say something, they don't have to come to you. Before, you were the outlet.
Oh.
Like they needed us to get their message out, to campaign, because if they weren't on TV, people would forget about it.
Sure.
Now they got the social media, they got the millions of followers. They don't need TV outlets anymore. It was fun being there. You know what it is to me is I love to watch people get excited about it. And a lot of people get super excited about the Oscars. It's prestigious. But when I'm there, I enjoy it, but it's also a job to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I've done this so many times. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's amazing to have Zoe Saldana, Scarlett Johansson come up. All these big actors that are nominated, like the people from Honora came up. I interviewed Sean Baker, the guy that won director, wrote the movie, edited the movie, directed the movie. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to see him on stage minutes later, but also at the same time, and I don't want to act, I'm that guy that, I've seen it. No, it's a job.
Yeah.
Like anything else. I'm kind of not jaded at all. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But my job there is to get the TV show on with Jessica, make it the best show we can. It's just not the best show anymore because you don't get as many of the celebrities. And that's what I was disappointed about.
Well, I watched your hits on KTLA, and then I also after I was done, I watched some of the stuff on ABC, and I noticed that when KTLA, when you guys were in with the celebrities, it felt a little more organic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where ABC, there were times where, they would have a celebrity or an actor walk up and they would go, what was it like to immerse yourself in such a role? And they'd go, well, it really was, it was very, that is great. What are you wearing?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm wearing, I guess, I don't know, like Ralph Lauren. That's great. Anyways, good luck tonight. And I was like, could you let them answer the question?
It's so mechanical.
Yeah.
Because they got to get to the next, like ABC, that's the outlet that has the show. So you're going to get all the celebrities. So they're just trying to run them through. Mm-hmm. Where ours is more organic because we got we get like 2 or 3 questions with each one, but we're just hanging.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah.
I feel like what's lost on TV is they try to keep this image of perfectness, and that's terrible red carpeting to me. Mm-hmm. What are you wearing? I don't think we asked one person what they were wearing.
Who cares?
What are you wearing? Because they've already Instagrammed about it. Everybody knows what. If you want to really know what they're wearing, go to their Instagram.
Yeah. Also, that's probably the least relatable question. The people who are watching in Ohio don't care who made your dress.
I love the question that I asked Sean Baker because it kind of took him back. I go, hey man, you made this movie for $7 million, which is considered a low budget movie. What happens after you win tonight and you get offered millions upon millions of dollars to make movies, like $30-40 million to make movies? He goes, I never thought about that. He goes, maybe I'll keep it the same way. Maybe we can't do big budget. It was a question that he was like, whoa, I have not heard that question. Mm-hmm. And I love that reaction when somebody goes, oh, wow, that's a great question. Because that means they haven't heard it all night. They've been walking the red carpet and I haven't heard that once. And we had moments with a bunch of different, Whoopi Goldberg, I had moments with her. So it was great, man. I love working the carpet. I just wish we got more celebrities because I think that's kind of, celebrities, and it's not the celebrity fault, it's the publicist's fault, but it's funny when you're on a red carpet, all of a sudden everyone lose their hearing when you're calling them or someone. They totally don't hear. For some reason, they lose their hearing. It's like in court, like when politicians are in court and they lose their memory. Oh, I can't recall. I can't remember that. Oh, I don't recall. Like they can't hear.
Yeah.
No, everyone loses their hearing, but there are few that when I see them, John M. Chu, the director of Wicked that got snubbed. The man got snubbed, saw me, was like, yo, comes up. Publicist like, he was like, nope. Right here. Here.
Nice. Who was the person that you thought you were cool with and then you yelled their name and they kept walking?
I don't, you know what? I'm old. I don't know the new generation coming up. We did get Scarlett Johansson and I've interviewed her before.
Yeah, she seems cool.
But it's not about them. It's about the publicist. I had to deal with the publicist.
Oh.
So I'm like, hey man, she just hugged Kieran Culkin right in front of us. They had a moment. And he goes, well, we don't have enough time. I just want to ask that one question. How was it seeing him? I had to basically, and I hate the position I'm in too. Uh-huh. As comics, we're always like alphas, right? When we get on stage, like this is kind of, you're submissive. You're kind of begging publicists to get their person. Mm-hmm. And I hate to be in that position.
Yeah.
Especially after doing comedy so long where people come out for you. People recognize you for your craft. And now I'm begging a publicist for Scarlett. Yes, Scarlett Joe, one of the biggest, but I had to pitch him on why I'm worthy.
Yeah.
And that just pisses me off.
Isn't there a way that you can swing it where you go, listen, you give me Scarlett and I will take whatever D-list actor you have.
You don't have enough time for that. There's no D-list actors there.
But I'm saying like down the road.
But I'm not. I don't work for them.
No, isn't there a way that you could go, hey, by the way, I have this platform. If you can get me Scarlett on the red carpet, I will give you 3 of my podcasts to a couple of your actors.
I'm sure publicists work that deal with TV outlets all the time. I'm there for one day.
I suppose.
You know what I mean? I'm in and I'm out. So what's great is I got stopped a lot for my comedy. And I'm not saying I'm better than that. I'm just saying when you build a career and you're an alpha, and when I say alpha, I don't mean it like the alpha everybody's. I'm talking about when you work a job that you really love, like comedy, you have to be there are no such things that's not alpha. I'm talking about females. If you get on stage by yourself and perform, that's an alpha mentality. That's yo, I'm by myself, but I'm still going to crush this.
Mm-hmm.
And to go from that to having to beg people, and that's the business. I get it. And that's why I don't do it that much. I just hate that feeling of not being in control of something. Jessica Holmes is phenomenal. The co-host, KTLA, is phenomenal. And they always make me feel great. But that's why I don't do many red carpets, because I hate that feeling of you don't control anything, other people do. And it's kind of like, if we want to give them to you, we will. And if not, we won't. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's what I don't like about it.
You need more blackmail material. You need scandalous pictures. Yes, you do.
Like the movies, you say, hey, open this envelope. They're like, oh, you can, okay, well, you can have all our celebrities.
Whatever you need. Tom Hanks, well, he's not even here tonight. We'll get him here, though. Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah, we'll fly him in a chopper right now just so he can be. That's what part of the game I fell out of love with about 8 years ago. And that's what made me stop doing red carpets. That's what made me get out of entertainment news. Is that whole, we'll give them to you if we want. And it's not, and I don't want to say it's, I don't even know the right word, not prissy. It's not like fancy. It's just the job. It is what it is.
Sure.
You know, a lot of publicists out there think they're bigger than the client. And it's their job to be, because they got to protect their client. Because guess what? If something goes wrong on that red carpet, which I get too, they get blamed for it, they get fired. There's this publicist I love named Jennifer. And she has Mark Wahlberg. She's one of the biggest. Always been super great with me. Always when she sees me, she brings whoever she got to me. And she did it on the carpet. Johnny Cash in Complete Unknown, that was her one celebrity. He played Johnny Cash.
Oh, the guy who played Johnny Cash. Oh, I see what you mean.
Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, brought him straight to me.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Boom, here you go.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted that guy because nobody was getting Timothy Chalamet.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, it was Johnny Cash. How was it work? It got a great clip from him. Since I started, she took care of me. I've taken care of her. Those are the relationships I like. I didn't have to beg her. She actually came up to me, you know, and said, hey, this is a good person for you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love. Like I don't know her last name. I just know her name is Jennifer. She has blonde curly hair. She has Mark Wall. She has everybody.
Yeah.
So nice, so great, always taking care of me.
3/4 of this business is just getting to know the right people, my man. So,
all of it. It's not 3/4. It's all of it.
Yeah.
Talent means nothing. I'm being serious.
Yeah, you're right.
Talent means nothing.
Yeah.
Talent, I tell people, it's like the Oscars. Winning an Oscar is 70% campaigning, 30% what you did on screen.
Sure.
It's not about the movie, unless it's just No Country for Old Men, just a home run, out the box, unquestionable #1 movie. If they're all kind of the same, all about campaigning. 70% campaigning because it's so subjective, and 30% talent. Like Adrian Brody in The Brutalist should have not been even close with anybody else. Like, he shouldn't even have to campaign. His performance was that much better than everybody else's to me. And I've saw all the movies. Wow. It wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. If it was a 100-yard dash, he crossed the 100-yard mark, and the closest person was like at 70 yards.
Wow.
Like, it was a blowout to me. A blowout.
Yeah.
A blowout. But he went to all the parties. He knows the game. This dude hasn't won since 2002 or been mentioned. So that's 23 years of just being like, yo, I thought me being at the Oscars, did he win The Pianist?
I don't think he.
But he was in his movie made it though.
Yeah.
So just think about it. And I said this to you after Mikey Madison won for Nora. I go, just think what her publicist's telling her, what her agents are telling her. Hey, this is going to launch everything. You're going to be absolutely huge, you know? And you have the momentum. That wave is like, woo! Just imagine Adrian Brody getting told all that same stuff. And then 23 years, nothing.
Nothing, man.
Nothing.
I think about, Chris Hardwick, right?
Love Chris.
Yeah. I think about something Chris said where he had a career. He was on top of the world, and then it all went away. And then he was trying to battle back. He was trying to quit drinking and get back in shape and get back on TV and then build this Nerdist empire. And then when it finally happened again, he's like, not only did I make it once, I made it twice. Do you know how hard it is to make it once?
Yeah.
And then to get back. So, I kind of understand where Adrian Brody's coming from. I don't feel like he was as far out of the public eye as people are making him out to be. I still think he was kind of in our zeitgeist.
But going from top of the world Oscar, and you think, name another movie he's in.
King Kong.
Was he in King Kong?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know.
Yep.
See, I never saw King Kong.
Oh, it was okay.
But it's King Kong.
It's long. It's
You know
3.5
what I'm saying?
hours of a CGI monkey. It's
Like, I
whatever.
can name Denzel after
Oh,
Glory.
yeah. Oh,
You
for
can-
sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, even
When
the
you're-
bad movies you can name.
Even
yeah.
the bad movies you can name, right? So it's kind of like you go from this, basically being the Michael Jordan of your industry that year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't win it, but what I appreciate, his speech went long, but what the thing that stood out to me is when he said, the most appreciative thing I get from this award, I know it could be taken away. I know it could go away because it did
Sure.
for 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's going to fall off this time.
No?
I think his act, I watched his was a masterclass in acting. Because think about what the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's about a dude that he's an architect, but he goes to a rich guy's house. His mom dies, and it's about building some type of center dedicated to his mom and bringing his family over. You know, he escaped. He's Jewish, so he escaped, and came to America, built a better life, brought his family over, had a little tiff with the wife. She went back with her daughter. So, but really, there's no bones to the movie. It comes down to, it's a movie about this dude making a center for a rich guy's mom that died.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what the movie's about.
Yeah.
But his performance is so good. And Guy Pearce was phenomenal. But the performances, to me, were better than the plot of the movie.
Okay.
And Adrian Pearce, if you want to see a master class in acting, Adrian Brody, man.
Really?
By far.
All right.
Not even close.
I wasn't going to watch because it feels like homework. 3.5 hours is a lot.
I'm not saying watch the whole movie. I watched the whole thing, because there's a intermission at 1:40. And the only reason I got through that intermission, I was like, dude, I was like, wow, this dude's performance is great.
Uh-huh.
He's so good. He's so good. And now, I'm turning the corner and getting, a lot of auditions and stuff. So I was really like watching him as far as acting.
So when you say an intermission, they put it
There's an intermission.
Like, how do they make the
They
intermission?
just write up intermission on screen so you can pause it there or you can keep it going. Stays up for like 10, 15 seconds.
Really?
Yeah,
Man.
at 1:40 because you got another 1:40.
That's wild to me because everything is digital nowadays. I get that when you went and watched Pearl Harbor, it came on 2 VHS.
Yes.
I get that at some point because the movie was whatever it was, 3.5 hours. They put it on 2
But
cassettes.
this was 3 and something.
Yeah.
Some change.
Huh. Well, all right. Well, I wasn't going to, but I will.
All right, talk about your BS you want to talk. This is so ridiculous. You should actually play the clip if you can when we post the podcast because this is. Go.
I love you, Jazz. This is I have to thank my wife, Jazz, for absolutely everything, for giving me my favorite people in the world. Please don't play the music because I want to tell a really quick story about Jazz. About a year ago, I was on a stage like this, and I very stupidly publicly said that I want a third kid from her because she said if I won the award, she would give me the kid. It turns out she said that because she didn't think I was going to win. But and people came up to her and were like, really annoying her. I think it got to her. But anyway. After the show, we're walking through a parking lot. She's holding the Emmy. We're trying to find our car. Emily, you were there, so you're a witness. And she goes, oh, God, I did say that. I guess I owe you a third kid. And I turned to her and I said, really, I want 4. And she turned to me. I swear to God this happened. It was just over a year ago. She said, I will give you 4 when you win an Oscar. I held my hand out. She shook it. And I have not brought it up once until just now. You remember that, honey? You do? Okay. Then I just have this to say to you, Jazz. Love of my life, ye of little faith. No pressure. I love you. I'm really sorry I did this again. And let's get cracking on those kids. What do you say? I love you. I love you, Zizou and Booba. I love you, 52.
Okay, go ahead with your silly little argument.
So yesterday I had seen now this is not my argument, but I am agreeing.
But you endorse it.
I am agreeing that he was right when he said it.
He's not
and
right.
then I saw something else that came from the other side of the aisle. But the post I saw yesterday was, I can't believe that Kieran Culkin.
Now this person agreed with what they say or were being sarcastic?
What do you mean? Like they were
the tweet you read or whatever you read? Were they being serious? What you're about to quote?
No, I think they were being serious, but I think they were also making a point. And this is the
No, you can't be like. Were they being sarcastic?
No, they weren't
as
being
into making
sarcastic.
fun of it.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But they made something. The post was something along the lines of, "Look at Kieran Culkin up there talking about, being a cis white male, talking about his family and how he loves his wife and how he wants to build a family with more children. How dare he do that in front of Hollywood?" And I was like, oh, you know what? I guess I never thought about it, that there are people out there that would go, ew, gross.
But that person was saying it was to mock if anyone was thinking like that. They weren't saying they think like that.
No, that's what I'm also saying, is that they were talking about that. And I went, I agree with that. That there are people out there that would do that.
Like I said, this is a made up thing this guy made because he doesn't even believe what he's saying.
No, well, I guess everything. I guess if you think about it, everything
he's mocking,
is made up. Yeah.
He's saying, I bet you there are people out there like this.
Yeah.
So basically, he's making up something and saying there are probably people out there like this.
Oh, I guarantee that there are people out there.
There are no one out there like that.
We should call comedian Riley Cosgrove and ask him what his stance on the Kieran Culkin.
I don't know who Riley Cosgrove is.
All Riley does is get up on stage. He is the funniest, gayest person you'll ever meet in your life.
Okay.
And the first thing he does is talk about how much he hates breeders and he hates people with families and he hates children and he thinks it's gross and that they should all die. That's his whole character, is that. I am guaranteeing that.
But he's,
I will guarantee that when
that's one person. Like you're standing on that. There's a lot of people that agree with being married, having kids, and having a loving family. That's what you're basically saying.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that saw that yesterday and went, ew. On Sunday and just went gross. I think
that's let me tell you what that is.
I don't think the majority, but I think there are some. And I agree with you.
I mean, when you say some, like if you're making this is the problem with 24-hour news. They will take something ridiculous like that, and let's say 5 people in the world agree with it. Mm-hmm. Now they think they got an argument. Because, maybe there's somebody crazy, be like, yeah, I agree with that. But you're making a whole statement about very few people in the world that agree with that.
But are there still some people that agree with that?
But who cares about that?
I'm just saying, I agree.
Like that,
I think
that's what I hate about the news. It's just made up stuff. It's like watching First Take. First Take on sports is like the news. They just, hey, let's make this up. Mm-hmm. Let's make up this topic and then run with it and try to make it real. Like, I'll give you a bad example of a First Take. LeBron James playing with Luka, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if LeBron James gets hurt this year, can they still make it to the championship with just Luka? There's no signs that LeBron is going to get, but that could be a topic.
Sure.
Because they got to make stuff up.
Well, you got to fill an hour.
And then they'll be like, oh, well, there's got to be some people that think LeBron might not make it through that. Like, that's and that's why the world sucks right now. It's from people that make up stuff that just try to make BS up, throw it out there, and get reaction. And Rudy is one of those people that just like, hey, Mike, what do you think about this cis white man? Stop being ridiculous.
I read it, and there was something inside of me that went, oh, I never looked at it from that angle before.
The KKK version of you was like, I agree with that.
I would never let him out in front of you. I would only do it behind your back. You know that.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael Yo right here. Check out the tour dates. We'll slow them down for you because I would love to see you in a town soon. And I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys coming out to the show because it means a lot because you're spending your own money to see me perform. And that means the world. I couldn't ask for anything more. So michaelyo.com to get tickets, and I'll see you soon. So my son is having a birthday. His birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You guys having like a birthday party?
No, his birthday party we're doing later. We're going to, like my mom's coming in, my parents are coming into town. We're actually going to do a podcast on Thursday with them. Yeah, we're going to party just with the family, and then in a couple of weeks, I'm taking him to Disney when I have that week off.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, he loves Disney.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to miss the Tuesday show, March 20th, but I'll be back for the Thursday one, and right after the show, I got to fly back so I can hang out the rest of the week.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm excited, man.
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited. Yeah, he's going to turn 8. And by the way, big shout outs to my son. He did that ninja competition. He's ranked number 2 in the world.
Crazy.
2 in the world, and I don't even know what it's called, American Ninja Warrior or American Ninja, whatever. He's ranked 2 in the world, and a guy from the Philippines is number 1. 7-year-old from the Philippines.
That's awesome, man. Dude,
Yeah, I was like,
good for him.
they're gonna be. They use real trees and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's no ropes. It's all
There's no
vines.
rope, it's
You
vines.
callus those hands real fast.
Yeah, man, it's fine. Like that's like Tarzan over there. Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm excited about that. What's next, Rudy?
We were going to talk a little bit about Gene Hackman.
Yeah, man.
And how weird is it? And how weird that we, I mean, I don't want to talk like, look at, it's something about us, but we were just in New Mexico, in Albuquerque,
We were.
Yeah. And he was down the street. And who would have thought? And then boom, dead.
9, they said up to 9 days.
Yeah. The 17th was the last time that his pacemaker had like recorded a heartbeat. So,
And they said
Wild.
that, I thought pacemakers were attached to something to go off if they stopped.
I don't know.
I'm.
But if the
That
wife
would
was
be
dead
something
too,
good.
yeah,
I
if
know.
the wife's dead too, plus the dog, and there's nobody else in there.
Well, the
maybe
dog died because it was in a cage for 9 days. It was in one of those little cages, so it
Oh.
couldn't eat and stuff like that. The other 2 dogs are fine. They probably ate them. Let's be honest.
Cats will do that. Yeah.
Do dogs do that?
I don't think dogs do, but cats will. Yeah, we had a family member that have that happen to. It's fine. I can bring it up, but my daughter's grandmother on her mom's side had passed away in her sleep. And she lived by herself in northern Minnesota, had a cat, and then, 10 days had gone by, the mail starts piling up, and somebody walked over to the house, and then they had to call the landlord because there's an interesting smell coming out of that apartment. And then they opened it up and saw that the cat had eaten half of her. Not to freak you out or anything.
Like
yeah.
eating that, like.
Yeah, like had already started. Yeah. Awful, man.
Dude,
what a terrible
do
way
not
to go.
get a cat. They don't love you.
Terrible way to go.
Terrible. So they were like, they said they were mummified. They don't know how they died. They found some pills. Gene Hackman was by the mud room, and his wife was found in the bedroom. It's sad, man. But the older you get, man, it's like the people you grew up with. Crimson Tide is one of my favorite movies with Denzel Washington. Oh, such a good submarine movie. But the people you grew up with are now dying, and then like you're next.
Yeah. Crazy, right? Like
That's life. It's Lion King. It's the circle of life.
I remember my grandfather telling me that the guys that he fought in World War II with, he was like, they would die in the weirdest ways. Like, you go through war, but then you get a paper cut that gets infected and then you die? Like, how is that possible? Like, how do you die like that? Gene Hackman, you lived to 91. You're one of the greatest actors of our generation. And you just die mysteriously through poison or pills? Like,
And they didn't have cameras either.
Crazy.
But I get it. You're 91. Like, you're like, who's going to rob us?
Yeah, whatever.
You know?
Yeah. Plus, there's like, they said no forced entry. I was reading a little bit when I got here that there was no forced entry. The autopsies came back that there was no like some sort of, there's nothing in the toxicology reports or anything. So,
but they think the pills they saying the pills look suspicious.
Yeah. Weird, man. Crazy.
But it definitely shocked everyone, but he's 91.
Yeah.
But his wife was like 30 years younger, 60. Something must have happened.
Apparently, not to throw speculation out here.
That's what you're going to do.
That's what we're going to do anyway.
Because you love speculation.
Yeah. There was, they had like had an interview with his daughters, and the daughters were like, we don't talk to him, whatever. And I always go, that is, to me, when something like this happens, I just always, because I know that I'm a marked man on my family's hit list.
Okay.
The second I get 2 nickels to rub together, they're going to kill me off for him. I can guarantee it.
But you're not going to have him in your will, so.
No, well, that's the thing but Prince had no will and didn't want anything to go to his family because he was like, they're a bunch of shysters, and then had no will, and it went to them anyways. And now they took his legacy and they turned it into Paisley Park, and they're making millions off it every year.
Yeah.
So
his daughters got interviewed?
His daughters were interviewed about it, but apparently they really had they were like, yeah, okay, like we didn't really talk to him, whatever. They didn't care. But
kind of like you and your dad, like, right?
Yeah. The problem is my dad I couldn't like off my dad and then collect
millions
I'm not talking,
of dollars. Oh, you think they offed?
I'm just saying when something like this happens, look for the money because he is a man of money. He is a man of means. I'm not saying his daughters killed him. I'm just saying
Well, that's what you're insinuating.
But I'm saying but look who could benefit from this?
Of a mysterious death?
Who? That's what, I don't know who is in his will or who's around him, or, maybe there is like a brother
probably
or something.
The dogs would benefit because they would probably inherit the money. Some people do that.
That's the worst when somebody gives their like $1 million, I'd leave $100 million to Fluffy. It's like, are you insane?
No, they're not. Because that just shows you they hated everybody in their life. I love it.
That drives me nuts.
Like if I hated everyone, I would do the same thing. I would buy a dog before I died and just be like, you get all of it.
Dog gets all of it.
That's
huh?
how much I hate my kids and my wife.
Wow.
Yeah. But I love they're going to get everything I got.
Oh.
But just think, that's the ultimate FU
Yeah.
to everybody in your life.
Oh, that clip is going to come back to haunt you in the TMZ report.
What?
Look what Michael Yo said about his wife.
I'm
and
talking
kids.
about Gene
I hate
Hackman.
my wife and kids.
I'm talking about, play the whole clip, TMC. Don't just play that clip. Play the whole thing. And Rudy, I take it upon you to actually put out the full clip.
I will. I promise you.
You know what? I don't want to speak about dying because I hate talking about that. I just don't want to die stupid. Mm-hmm. You know, something dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Getting like those people who go up on the top of a mountain to get an Instagram photo and then fall off the side of it.
No, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Dumb.
That was their fault.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about just some freak stuff, like, people walking and just something falls on them.
Yeah.
Like in New York City and a crane fall.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like the old school days, piano fell on him. You're like, oh, geez, what a way to go, man.
Yeah. Like, I just don't want anything stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just want to be surrounded by my family. And I don't want to talk about death anymore. Okay. Way to bring it down, Rudy.
Hey, man. All right. Well, listen, we need you can't go high unless you are low. So let's bring us
that
back.
doesn't make sense. Okay.
Well,
anyway, what's this show called?
I don't know.
The 15 minutes?
Oh, the week in 15 minutes.
The week in 15 minutes. Are we done now?
We can be done. We've been way past 15 minutes.
Oh, the week in 15 minutes. Thank you for subscribe, listen. Go to rudypovich.com.
rudypovichcomedy.com.
Ooh, had to throw the comedy in. Did somebody already have
Somebody
Povich?
stole Rudy Povich.
Did they really?
No, of course not. Nobody's
Why
buying
didn't you just get Rudy Povich?
I had it before.
But you wanted to add comedy?
I had it before, but
Because you had to show you're a comedian?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
why. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
Rudy. The best one I've heard, I think it's my friend Neary. One of my friends has a website called who'sthatguy.com. So after he performs, a lot of people say he's funny, but who's that guy? So he got who'sthatguy.com because that's easy to remember.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go park on michaelyosopener.com.
Yeah.
And then just have it move right to my website, rudypovichcomedy.com.
Still my views?
Yeah, no. It'll just be michaelyosopener.com. And then when they type it in,
there you go.
It just goes right to rudypovichcomedy.com.
I like it.
That's the way we're doing it.
It's settled. Yeah. That's what we're doing. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for doing all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, do all of it. We love you. We'll see you next time. Later. Hey, what's up? It's Michael Yo. You know it's out. Look, there it is right there. Snack Daddy, my special is still out. Please, please, please go watch it. It's over 140,000 views in just a month. So, man, we're way ahead of my last special. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We're touring all across the country. But please, on my YouTube page, or just go to michaelyo.com, watch Snack Daddy. And thank you for your support.